Well, hello, first grade, and happy Wednesday to you. It is Word Work Wednesday. We're going to do something a little bit different today. Instead of us kind of manipulating words like we normally do and making words out of other words, which is really what word work is all about, today we're going to do something a little bit different because you know that as much as I love word work and phonics, I also love word sorts because I think word sorts really help us to pay attention to what words look like. And so we're going to do a word sort today. Now, if you're at Avery, it's going to look a little different than it is if you are with me. So at Avery today, you're going to need your whiteboard and a marker, and you're going to need a picture sheet that your teacher has, as well as a sorting sheet. Okay. And if you're at home, if you're one of my students, you just need a whiteboard and a marker, and I'm going to give you a Jamboard link when this is all finished. Okay. So we've been talking about R-controlled vowels and just how tricky they are, because a lot of times when you have an R-controlled vowel with that bossy controlling R, you can't hear what the vowel is. And so I told you in phonics, it's one of those weird things where now with R-controlled vowels, we have to rely on our eyes instead of our ears. So we always want to check if things look right. That's just part of being a writer and a reader, but it's really important with R-controlled vowels. So we're going to do an activity today that's going to help you learn to better identify those R-controlled vowels. Now, you have a choice at school, or your teachers have a choice, I should say, whether you want to do this in partners or you want to do it as a whole group. It doesn't make me any difference. My students actually will be doing this independently, but you can do it however you'd like. I want to show you how it's going to look at home versus how it's going to look at Avery. So here's what we're going to take a look at. Well, not black top ball t-shirts. That's not what we need. No, guys, I grabbed the wrong thing. So if you are at Avery, you're going to get a sheet of pictures that look like this. And I'm going to go through these and tell you what they are. And you'll also get a sheet that looks like this if you're at Avery. You're going to do some cutting and pasting. If you're with me, you're going to get a Jamboard that looks like this. It's the same thing, same exact pictures. Just, I can't send you worksheets at home, so I'll have to just do it on our Jamboard. So let's go through these words. The first thing we're going to do, I'm going to tell you what these are. Yarn, ladder, bird, torch, turtle. And the reason I'm going through these is some of them are a little tricky. I mean, most of them are pretty easy, but some of them are tricky. Jar, spider. This is dirt. See where the arrow is pointing? Corn and nurse. We've got shark, tiger, skirt, thorn and turkey, star, fern. I knew this one would be the tricky one. This is a fern. Shirt and storm. Okay, so everybody has those exact same pictures. Now, because it's easier for me, I'm going to use our Jamboard. So let me open that up. And what I'm going to do, my students, I will tell you what number I want you to be on the Jamboard, so you don't need to worry about anything right now. Your job is going to be, if you're at Avery, to cut out a picture, any of them, it doesn't matter. You don't have to go in any order. And at home, just to choose a picture. And you're going to go through a couple of steps. So I'm just going to grab this first one. Like I said, it does not matter at all. I'm just going to stick it, I'm just going to stick it right here. This is thorn. Thorn. So now I have to think about the R-controlled vowel. Does it have the sound like shirt? The R sound like car? The sound like teacher? The sound like horn? Or the sound like nurse? Thorn. So before I paste it, if I've cut it out, or before I put it on my chart, you need to grab your whiteboard and your marker because you have to do some work before you can glue it down or before you can move it into the right column. I want you to use your whiteboard, and you're going to do this with me right now, to write the word thorn. And I want you to think about which R-controlled vowel you would see with thorn. So let's say it slowly together. Thorn. Well, I hear that TH at the beginning, so let's write that together. Orn. Or. I hear or. So what category do you think thorn is going to go in? What R-controlled vowel am I looking at? I hope you're saying O-R, and I hope that's what you're writing, because thorn sounds like horn. Okay, what do you hear at the end? Thorn. Yep, I hear an N. So even though I don't have you recording these anywhere as far as your writing goes, my expectation, whoopsies, my expectation is that you are writing each word, trying to figure out what the R-controlled vowel is, and then you're either gluing or dragging that picture into the appropriate column. So my students would grab thorn and put it into the OR column, okay? Now, you're gonna take your time doing this, and you can leave me on pause for a long time. I'm fine with that. It's okay, I'll be all right. I want you to go through every single one of these pictures, either with a partner, a whole group, on your own, however your teacher decides. I expect you to try to write each word, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna check it when you're all finished, okay? So go ahead and pause. And then when you're ready, which might even be tomorrow, that's okay, you can come back and check your work, okay? All right, get to work, and I'll see you in a few. Phew, that was a ton of work, wasn't it? So let's go through. You should either have your Jamboard sorted out, or you have your paper with everything cut out and glued to it. And so we can kind of go over these. I'm just going to read what's in the column to you and point out the R-controlled vowel, and you can check and see. Now, if you are doing your Jamboard like you were in my classroom, if you made a mistake, just switch them around. And if you are in the classroom and you made a mistake, peel it off or draw an arrow. It's not the end of the world. R-controlled vowels are a super, super tricky skill, and you probably made some mistakes, and that's okay. We're going to learn together. So my first column is IR, like in shirt. Well, this was a giveaway. This was shirt, right? So that was easy. Shirt, dirt, skirt, and bird. Those are some that we covered actually in the last week or so as we've been working on R-controlled vowels. So all four of those are IR. Here's the next one, AR, like in car. We've got jar, yarn, star, and shark. Okay. Now ER, like in teacher. We have ladder, tiger, fern, and spider. Now I told you that ER, we see that a lot at the end of words. It's not very often that we see a word like fern where ER is in the middle and that E is the R-controlled vowel. Fern is just one of those kind of oopsies. This is just how the English language is. So fern is one of those rare ones where you see ER in the middle. But ladder, tiger, and spider are all at the end. All right, the OR sound. So the R-controlled vowel is an O. We've got thorn, torch, corn, and storm. And our last column, like in nurse, we have turkey, nurse, that was a give me, and turtle. So I hope you did well on this. Give yourself a pat in the back either way. R-controlled vowels are really a tricky thing to learn. They're a tricky thing to read. They're a tricky thing to write. But it's good that we're studying these now. You're going to study them even more in second grade. This is just a really great introduction to those R-controlled vowels. So go ahead and take a moment, check your work against my work, and see if there are any changes you need to make. And as you're reading and writing today, keep an eye out for those R-controlled vowels, especially in writing, making sure that you are writing the word out to see which one looks right. All right, guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on Friday.